Hey guys, Gemma from ASD Rocks and Bo from ASD Rocks. I have a question for you, Bo. You have autism, right?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
At birth.
Yeah?
Right. I'm pretty sure it happened at birth, but I'm pretty sure you guys didn't find out until I was 5 or
2.
2. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's okay. We had you at doctors by 16 months, but we got the official diagnosis at 2. What does it feel like?
Well, it kind of doesn't feel like anything,
Yeah.
to be honest, because it's like you don't feel anything different. It's just the way you act that's different.
What things do you think what things do you do that you think are different? Or what acts? Like what?
Maybe being afraid of seaweed might be one.
Could be.
Maybe just having irrational fears, like maybe small infants.
Yeah.
Seaweed, like that's an irrational fear I have.
Okay, so equating irrational fears. That's really interesting. Is any fear rational?
Yeah, I believe so, because I'm afraid of spiders, but I have it for a reason. Because
very good distinction. And fire.
yeah, that fire is a good one.
So there's a difference between, self-preservation.
Yeah, because
rational fears.
Yeah, I think phobia kind of loses its meaning at irrational, because if you're afraid of natural disasters, you're not disaster-phobic.
You're just smart.
Yeah, you just don't want to die.
I love your reasoning.
But if you were afraid of trees, then that's pretty irrational.
Guess what? There is a
wait.
new phobia I heard of.
Wait. Scratch that last phobia. There might be veterans watching this, so...
Veterans?
War veterans.
War veterans? Why would they have an irrational fear of trees?
The Vietnam War, I believe.
Oh,
so,
the enemy hiding.
So I'm just gonna lower the size to fear of roads.
Yep.
That's pretty irrational. Or stop signs. Stop signs.
Yeah, something. So it's interesting because there are actually a lot of people that have completely irrational fears. I found out about a new one. I never knew about infantophobia, what you have, which is the fear of infants. Found out about a new one the other day, which is called chorophobia. That is the fear of dancing. Now, interesting, because there are people that do have irrational fears that aren't autistic. So it has to be more than just that. However, yes, you definitely do have...
I never said that phobias are associated with autism. I never said that.
No.
I'm just saying that autistic people might have
probably
more.
Have a higher... Yeah, that's a great way of looking at it. Absolutely. And I actually think that your fear of infants is very rational for an autistic person. Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why I think that, or do you know why?
I'm pretty sure I can tell. Like, when I picture infantophobia, I picture of someone screaming in fear at a baby.
But you don't do that.
No. I just think, oh God, like, please don't cry near me. Please don't.
Yeah. So the things that you don't like about babies and young children under the age of, what's the acceptable age these days?
No idea.
Used to be about 3 or 5. that that
maybe
you would.
that's
that
still
you-
applies. Maybe.
Yeah. So a couple of things. Number one, they have no concept of personal space.
Yeah.
So they might crawl or climb all over you. They have no concept of mine and yours, so they might just take something from you. They are loud when they scream. You don't like that at all. You don't like crying. You don't like anyone crying, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's more worse if it's a baby crying.
Yeah.
Because you don't know why they're crying. Like, you don't know what would make them feel better.
Yeah.
It's like you have to. It's like you just have to pray to God that it stops crying soon.
Yeah, that's pretty much every parent on the earth. But also they are unpredictable. You don't know.
Yeah.
So I think all of those things that you have within your autism are very rational. It makes a very rational reason to have infantophobia. Or, your personal space, the unpredictability, the noise, it actually rationalizes that fear, makes it a rational fear. So one of them is phobias. Is there anything else that you think that's different between, because you said it doesn't feel like anything, you just feel like you.
Yeah.
Do you notice any differences, do you think?
No, I think that's it. But I do have a story to tell about my irrational fear of seaweed. Like,
Oh, yeah, okay.
like it just doesn't feel nice. I don't know why I'm afraid of it, to be honest, but it's just that phobia of seaweed. I don't know what it's called, and I don't know if we'll find out.
There's
but
actually heaps of people that just don't like the feel. Like, when you're in an ocean.
Yeah.
Oh! When you're in an ocean and you can't see, it's not crystal blue and you can't see the bottom. When you step on something unexpected, that's a pretty, there's a lot of people.
That's the source of adrenaline to make you activate your fight or flight mode.
Fight or flight, that's right. Well done.
But anyways, onto the story. I was swimming at the beach, and I'm pretty sure near my grandpa and grandma's house.
Yep.
That's just what I'll call them for now.
Yep, that's fine.
And
you can call them that.
I didn't realize this at first, but there was a school of fish swimming my way, like hundreds of them. But here's the thing. I mistook it for a huge island of seaweed, so I swam for my life. And apparently that got everyone's attention to the fish, I think. So that happened.
Sounds likely. What about at school? Do you think having autism at school is different?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's a red light. Sorry. Yeah, it is different.
Yeah.
How?
Like, it prevents you from doing certain things because you're afraid to do them, like school camp. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Maybe certain school games or school events like 9-Up. I was not a fan of 9-Up.
Yeah.
But it can make you. Never mind. I think it's just two things. Like, I think it just makes you afraid of certain school events, but it makes you eager for other certain school events.
What about like socially?
I'm pretty sure there are people that are shy without autism.
I'm 100% sure. I'm 100%
so
sure
I
that there are
don't think that's a factor.
Really?
I think that's just personality, like shy.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's people that are shy without autism. And therefore, I just think that's a personality thing.
Okay, what about then if we say not socially, what about if we say communication?
You mean like speaking?
Well, to other people. Do you think that do you feel as a person with autism, do you think your autism has anything to do with your...
Well, I think it makes it hard for me to
Does it?
communicate sometimes because I don't know how to put things in certain words for other people, and I'm definitely not good at explaining.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been pretty good so far.
Well, probably right now, but
Yeah.
when it comes to things like
Unprepared.
like comparing, yeah, unprepared or comparing, like that's as bad as this, like that. You'll find that I'm not really good at comparing things.
Analogies.
Because every time I do that to my brother, he just says, "No, it's not."
Or your brother could just be being an ass. That could be that too.
Okay, but well, no harsh feelings for him. Because this is just probably an interview. So
Yeah, it is.
he gets a freebie for now.
Okay. Well, so you think that it's difficult for you to come up with examples?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
Analogies and examples are difficult for you.
Mm.
Okay. What about understanding what other people mean? Do you think, like, comprehension? Like, do you, like, for example, sarcasm,
Oh.
your arch nemesis?
Well, sarcasm is probably hard for me to understand because I can't understand it as well as others on some levels. Like, if I knew they were joking, I would just play along. But if I didn't know they were joking, I would probably be thinking that they're serious.
Yeah. And in a percentage, if we went from 100% of the time, I usually think people are being, I can tell if they're being sarcastic, or 10% of the time I think I can tell if people are being sarcastic.
I don't really know.
Would it be a high percentage that you can't tell when people are being sarcastic?
I really have no idea because it depends on the topic. Like,
Yeah.
well, it just depends on how obvious it is that they're joking. It depends on that.
Yeah. I understand, and it's a bit of a tough question because it's like, how often do you not know something? It's like, I don't know what I don't know. It's a high percentage, though. I can tell you now. Like, even at home, even with Dad and I, you do have a lot of difficulty knowing if we're joking or not. You know, and it's not even about sarcasm. It's just about sort of a bit of a joke, and you're just not 100% sure. What about rules? I think rules is really interesting. You tend to really like. Do you think autism and rules have a correlation? Do you think?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I've seen some people back in Blackrock Primary School that. Okay, never mind that.
No, that's okay.
I've only seen one person. Like,
Well, what is that example? Because
well, I'm pretty sure I've seen a kid with autism at Blackrock Primary School, but he wasn't just average. He was I don't want to say the word completely.
we say severe.
Yeah,
We say
severely.
We say severe.
Thank you.
Yes. Are we talking about?
Yeah,
the
and
boy
he was. I'm pretty sure he had a timeout or something. But here's the thing, he was laughing about it, and I had no idea why.
Do you think he understood? Maybe he didn't understand that he was in trouble.
No, they were telling him he was in trouble.
Yeah, but But sometimes if you're severely autistic,
Oh.
your understanding, or especially understanding of people's words and faces and things like that, we had to teach you how to respond to things. So
All right.
he might not have understood.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe you're right.
So back to the thing about rules. I think that you quite enjoy rules. Like, you like boundaries. You like to know.
Oh yeah. Knowing the boundaries. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to know, because I know when I'm doing something wrong. Because if I don't know what I'm doing when I'm doing something wrong, I might get arrested or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, look.
That's why.
strange.
That's probably why I want to know the rules.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But even then, I'm pretty sure the rules are quite similar to like certain areas, but some rules will be slightly changed.
Law is black and white. I mean rules like, for example, everyday rules like being quiet in class.
Oh, rules are a hard one to think about.
Fair enough. So you were born with autism. When did you find out you had autism?
I just knew that I had it. Like, for as long as I remember, I knew that I had it.
Do you care?
Well, it just makes me who I am, so... That's a loaded question.
In some ways, yeah, it is a loaded question. Are you happy with who you are?
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. I wouldn't change you for the world. I'd have 1,000 more bows if I could, but it's, I guess, being happy with who you are, regardless of what they call it, autism, blue elephant's disease, doesn't really matter. You are who you are. We could say it was called anything. It's just a label. It's just a label. Like, I could put a label on your chest here that said, sorry, that's something interesting. There you go. Do you think that's got to do with autism?
Well,
Touch?
It depends on if it's pointy or not. Like if it's pointy, then I might get a fright. Like if your hand was like this, and you just did that with your fingernails, then I would have probably got more of a fright.
But you're not very touchy-feely. You don't ask me for a hug at all, ever. Does Finn?
Well, if he does, I haven't seen him.
Where is Finn almost every single night before he comes into bed?
Oh, yeah, with you.
With me. Where is he? In bed with me. Snuggling, cuddling. Can you even remember the last time you did that? Or wanted to do that?
Probably not.
No, you're not the kind of person,
I guess it's because I respect boundaries.
Do you think
in a way.
you respect boundaries because you have such big boundaries, or are you thinking about that everybody else is very similar to you?
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. Am I similar to you?
In boundary terms, maybe. Oh.
Not at all. You and I are polar opposites.
Yeah, I was mainly thinking about
physical boundaries. I'm talking touchy-feely, kissy, touchy-feely hugs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
In fact, if ever we hug or kiss, who is it that's asked for one? You or me?
You.
Me. Yeah. and I try not to. I try not to because I know that you're perfectly happy without it. That's my need. it's me wanting physical attention. There used to be things that you hate the felt of certain, actually food, that's something, textures and things like that. Food, does that have to do with autism? Do you think that you're different?
Yeah, I think my autism affects what I eat. However, I'm not sure about the rest of the people that have autism. They might find it like a regular person, like they'll eat plenty of foods.
So as we know, every kid with autism is different, but what we also know is that food specifically is a very, very common trait in autism. Difficulties with food. Now that comes down to some kids will only eat white foods, bread, rice, pasta. Some kids, that's their thing. Other kids have texture problems. Mush, you know how you like your fries? How do you like them?
I like them crunchy, but I don't mind them if they're mushy or not.
Yeah, fair enough. Is there something, what is it that you don't like? What don't you like? Like grapes, for example. You don't like grapes, do you?
Yeah, I think it's because of the juice.
Juicy
I don't
stuff.
think it's the texture.
But that is a texture.
Oh.
Liquid, things that burst open with liquid is a texture.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, it was really interesting, and thank you so much for letting us know what it's like for you having autism. And I'm gonna end this on the same thing. I love you exactly the way you are. I would not change anything about who you are. Will certainly make you do things you don't want to do, like learn to drive, learn to ride a bike, do all those sorts of things, life skills, learn to cook, all that sort of stuff. But who you are is perfect to me. ASD rocks, buddy.